Welcome back to Faster and Louder. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I've done something similar before where I basically just cut the paint down on the entire car, cleaned it up really nice, buffed it, and actually got it somewhat shiny. So if you haven't checked that video out, you should do that right now. But if you've already seen that, I'm going to do something just a little bit different, I guess. A little different, little same. I took the hood off a long time ago and I haven't really touched it since. I still need to take some remaining insulation off the bottom of the hood. I need to clean it up, and there's actually some rust I kind of want to wire wheel off of it. But the first part of that is going to be just getting the paint looking decent, and I think I'm going to give that a shot right now and just see how decent I can get it. I think the first channel that I saw do this technique was Vice Grip Garage. I watched a lot of that, and then I also saw David Freiberger recently doing the same thing on Instagram or something. But it's basically to use something like this. I got Barkeeper's Friend, but there's a few different powder type cleaners that have a mild abrasive in it. So you just use this, little bit of water, and one of these Scotch-Brite pads that's typically for just doing your dishes or whatever. It has a sponge on one side and then the green scuffy side on the other. Just a word of warning, if you are at all worried about this messing up your paint, like scratching it, scuffing it, or whatever, then this is not for you. Just don't do this. This is for if you have really bad paint and you're willing to pretty much try anything to try to make it look a little bit better. That's all this is for. Before we get into this too much, I'll show you what it looks like ahead of time, just to kind of give you an idea on what we're working with here. I have it laying here against the wall. There's some crustage going on here. I'm more focused on the other side. Ah, geez. Here, let me move stuff around really quick. Yeah. For being a fiberglass hood, or at least the skin of it is, this thing's really heavy. This is what it looked like right off of the car. I didn't bother cleaning it or anything. So this is the original patina that you'll see in the very early videos for this whole build. This is what the whole car looked like if you're not familiar. And you should definitely go back and watch at least some of the videos of the build up to this point, because there's some pretty cool stuff in there. Anyways, this is the starting point. I'm gonna wash this up. I guess I'll just grab a bucket and just go to town with the Barkeeper's Friend and kind of see what it looks like. I have a little sawhorse type deal that I'll probably just lay this on top of, and we'll see what kind of progress we can get out of it. I'm not expecting magic or anything here. I'm just hoping that it cleans it up a little bit and you know, I can make it presentable like the rest of the car. I'm kind of thinking if I can get it to the point where it can be buffed up afterwards, that would be the best possible thing that could happen. I don't know if you can tell on the video here. Let me grab some extra light. But there's like a strobe effect that you can see there, and that's a really old decal that was on there. And you can see it comes across here, and it actually ends on the tops of the fenders. But it's a T-stripe decal that was on here originally. And I'm actually not entirely sure what the color was originally. I'm thinking that it was gold, but like I said, I'm not really entirely sure. It almost looks like they tried to take it off at some point. It's so faded, like the glue stayed, and that's it. It could just be that it's very worn. So I'm kind of wondering if using this cleaning technique is just gonna completely take off the rest of that, or if maybe it'll allow me to see what's left of it. Without further ado, let's just get into this. Starting off with a nice sponge bath. Looks shiny when it's wet. Always does though. I already did a basic wash on it, and it actually looks really good when it's wet like this. But then when it dries, you can see all the oxidation and everything. So this step, as you can see, I already put some barkeeper's friend on there. And I'm gonna wet this sponge up, and I'm gonna use a scuff side, and I'm gonna just start kind of lightly scrubbing the whole thing and trying to get some of the oxidation out. All right, I went over this once with the barkeeper's friend, got it all cleaned up. I think that I got most of the oxidation out. It was quite a bit. The sponge was just like covered in old paint and oxidation. So now I'm just gonna go over it with a microfiber cloth. This is all I have to dry it with right now. I'm gonna dry it decently, and I'm gonna take another look at it and see what I need to do for buffing. While I'm waiting for this to dry, I did find my polishing pad and my Meguiar's medium cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and try these out. I think it's gonna work pretty good. I just gotta go grab the orbital and we'll pretty much be ready. Just gotta wait for a couple more spots to dry. Okay, I cut it a couple times with the buffer, the orbital, and it's still a little bit cloudy. I'm gonna clean it up just with some basic all-purpose cleaner that you just spray on and wipe off. And then I'm gonna try to use some spray polish and see if I can kind of even it out just a little bit. It's looking a little bit better, but I'm gonna use this sealant. It's basically just like a spray-on gloss wax. Well, there it is. Took about 45 minutes, and I'd say this is about as good as I'm gonna get it. There's some like white marks, and you know, I could have cut a little more aggressively, but I'd say this looks significantly better than when I started. I mean, you can actually see some kind of shine on it. Pretty good. All right, everything's been cut a couple times with the orbital. I went over it with some spray wax and everything and a microfiber cloth a couple times, just kind of like even it out. There's definitely a lot of oxidation still in this. I don't really know how much can actually be lifted out at this point, but as you can see, there is a reflection now. So that's it, guys. That's my process on cleaning really oxidized, crappy paint. I did pretty much the same thing with the rest of the car. I definitely put a lot of work into it. I used Evaporust on the paint for the other parts of the car, which pretty much works the same, but honestly, if I knew about this trick, I probably would have just done this way for the whole car, and it probably would have saved me several hours. If you are interested in that other video where I did do the rest of the car, you should check that out. If you like all the other videos, please consider subscribing, like this video, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.